You should feel honored that you're getting a podcast today because I almost didn't record it. I'm recording at 10:30 at night, Tuesday, the day before this comes out. I was so close to just saying, no, I'm not going to record it. I'll just go to bed. But I knew that you're a dedicated listener, so I have to be a dedicated podcast host for you. So that's why I'm showing up today. Got a lot of great topics to get into today. Let's get into it right now. Let's do Oh man, I gotta scratch though. 1 second. Here, let me focus on scratching this itch that I have on my upper thigh. Just think about me scratching my upper thigh right now, moving up closer to the... No, okay, we'll stop that. I don't want to have this turn into one of those books that Nora reads. Some of her smut tales. Do smut tales. You should have her give a breakdown on some of the smut that she reads. Gosh. I think I told you one time. It's basically a porn, just in book form. That's exactly what it is. She keeps sending me all these little experts, not experts, but like excerpts. Am I saying it right? I don't think I'm saying that right. Little samplings of the book. How about that? Let's just go with that. She'll send me like a little quote and I'm like, that's porn. That's exactly what that is. So maybe we'll have Nora come on every once in a while and talk about a book that she's reading. That's what we'll do. Nora's book of the week. Or at least quote of the week. Is that what you do? Yeah, maybe we'll do that. All the dirtiness that she reads. All right, let's get into the good nuts and bolts of this episode here of the Luke Kelly Show. Have you ever been so frustrated at work you just wanted to walk your ass out the door? You're like, I'm not dealing with it today, boss man or lady. I need to walk my ass out the door because you're being the biggest pain in the ass and you don't really realize what I'm going through. I understand. You get frustrated when you're at work, right? I know I've gotten frustrated plenty of times at work. I've never left work for the day. I've gone for like a little stroll where I need to cool down for a little bit, but never just left work for the day. I don't think I have the cojones to do that. Because I know that I want to keep my job, right? I don't want to lose it, become unemployed, and then you can't. They probably will find a way not to give you unemployment because you walked out on work. So you'll have that against you. So then you're not making any money whatsoever. I had one scenario when I was at work, and they came to tell me that I was going to have to do something at a reduced rate. I was going to have to do an event for a reduced rate back when I worked in radio. And I was like, nah, I'm good. And then they tried to guilt trip me into doing it because the company was going to lose out on money. I was like, oh, see that scenario, you're going to be losing out on money. So you say it's a bad thing, but when I say that I'm losing out on money, I'm an asshole for asking for that. You know, I was heated. I felt disrespected. But in that scenario, it was my job to uphold that duty that I had for my employer, right? I needed to go out and do what they needed me to do, even though that I was unhappy with it. Well, just this past Monday night on Raw, Sasha Banks and Naomi were nowhere to be found. They were supposed to be part of something that was going on TV. They decided that they didn't like the direction that it was going, so they decided that they were just going to up and leave TV for the day. And I'm not going to make this all about wrestling or the WWE or anything, sports entertainment. I'm not going to make it about that. I just know that work, it sucks. Some days you just want to leave. I just wanted to make it like a relatability thing, right? There's been those instances where you just want to leave. There's been those days that you want to quit, but you probably don't have the cojones to quit. Some people don't care. I mean, I remember going to a Burger King one day. I ordered a whole bunch of food on the Burger King app. And I got there and they said, "Oh, we're closed." I said, "But I just placed an order through the Burger King app." They said, "Yeah, I know, we get that, but I'm the only person here." It was whoever was working in the drive-thru. They're like, "I'm the only one here. Everybody else just quit." To do that, man, that would feel great. Just to be able to be like, "I don't care. I'm just going to quit." I don't think I would ever be able to do that. I mean, I had to make a tough decision when I left my job, when I decided that I wasn't going to have my contract renewed. Like, yeah, that was a tough decision to make. But I'm telling you what, to be in that carefree scenario where you're like, whatever, like, to me, there's so many other things that I would think about. And I think these would cross your mind too. I'm sure you would be thinking about, how are you going to pay for rent? How are you going to pay for your car? How are you going to pay for groceries? There's all those different things that are going to be running through your head before you just decide to up and walk away. Because you're logical, you're smart. Those are the things that you are going to think about. See, I just want to be dumb for once. Just be dumb and just walk out. Because honestly, I think that's just being dumb and silly. Just walking out on work. Just because things aren't going your way. There's going to be those days. You have those days every single month. I'm sure maybe multiple times a month. Maybe a couple times a week. Depending on where you work at. But you got to buckle down. Got to work. You're grown. Your bills are paid. Well, if you quit your job, they won't be paid. Shout out to Tammy and Amy from 1,000 Pound Sisters. They need to hurry up and come out with a new season of that show. I can't get enough of it. I really can't. Let's get off of that. But there are a lot of parallels that I can make from Tammy to walking out on work and feeling frustrated. There's a lot of different things that I can connect with that, but I'm not going to. I'm just saying, overall, like, being in a position to just up and leave, being in a position to be carefree, what's that like? If you could live that lifestyle, more power to you. It's not the one that I could live right now. I don't want my house to be foreclosed. I don't want the bank to take my car back. Just got that damn thing. You know that. Went through a struggle trying to come up with a damn name for that car. You think I want the bank to take that shit back? No. Worked hard. Betty, she's a beaut. Betty the Bronco, the beautiful Betty Bronco. I don't know what really flows right there. Just spitballing, okay? Do you remember a time in life when you were always told, whenever you're in public, when you're at a bar, when you're hanging out with your friends, never talk about politics or religion? You remember that used to be a big thing? I want to bring those times back. Every single day at work, you know, I work with the general public, and you probably deal with this a lot in your workplace now too, because politics is always the hot button topic. It's never the topic that I want to talk about. But at least once a day, I will hear some customer talk about politics or religion. I don't know how you feel, and I don't care how you feel about politics or religion. I don't care your viewpoints whatsoever. I really don't. But it's getting real annoying to have to deal with it once a day. Like, I don't care if it's what I believe in. Or what if it's, if it's a viewpoint I don't believe in? It's just, I don't want to hear those things. When I'm having a conversation, I want to have like a real conversation with you. How good at having a conversation can you be to find something else to talk about besides those things? I feel like that's the true art now in having a conversation. If you can find out a way to get someone to talk without talking about those two things. Because it used to be a practice. Everybody used to tell you that. You don't talk about politics or religion out in public. And now that's all everyone wants to talk about. It's such an easy out. It's a cop-out. Talking about politics and religion now is like talking about the weather outside. Oh, did you hear about Joe Biden? Hey, it's 70 out. Beautiful day, isn't it? It's the same damn thing at this point. And honestly, I would rather talk about the weather. I would rather have an old-ass man that junk is all sweaty because it's 95 with a whole bunch of humidity. I would rather have him tell me about his sweaty balls than deal with talking about politics, talking about religion. Is that the guy with the old balls? I don't think you're supposed to say balls. Shout out Frankenstein from Big Daddy. Such a good movie. But I don't want to talk about that stuff. And I'm happy that a lot of my coworkers don't want to talk about that stuff either. Like most of the time when I talk to them, they just want to shoot the shit. And that's why I like the people that I work with. They don't want to talk about all that stuff. There's been one instance since I've worked there that there's been someone that has talked about politics or religion. Once, a coworker I'm talking about. Not a customer, because that happens all the time. And I think whenever we have our conversations after customers leave the store, it's like, oh my gosh, thank God I don't have to listen to that person go on and on anymore. It's fantastic. I'd rather talk about your kids and their finger paintings, even though they suck. Like, I would rather talk about all those other things than politics or religion. I'd rather talk about your Costco trip. What kind of meat did you get? Oh, nice. Did you slap your meat while you were there? Like those things. I want to make fun of those things. Because if you don't laugh at slapping meat, then you're too cool for me. And if you don't laugh at that, this podcast is not cut out for you. Because a lot of my jokes, if I do make jokes, are about that sort of stuff. But I had one person the other day that was trying to save money on their bill that I was trying to help him with. And I told him, I said, unfortunately, sir, this is all that I could do for you. And he went on. And I was like, well, they're not going to be able to help the solution either. So, this is it. And I don't want to talk about that stuff anymore either. Sometimes you just have to be blunt with people. If you don't want to talk about it, make that a damn ground rule now. Feel like you have to. I wish there were some sort of setting that you could have on social media with that. Don't you think that would be a great feature? To turn off all political conversations from regular people. Like the only time that you get political stuff is from legit news sources. That's it. I'm going to create that setting. And when I do, I'm going to create a social media platform and have everybody join it. I don't know what should I call this social media platform. I'm going to think on that one. Because I think that's a $1 billion idea. If it's not already floating out there, maybe I'll get some big-time influencer to say, hey, guess what? I'm on this new platform, and, everybody's about being a social media influencer, and everyone listens to what they say. Oh, man, people are a sucker for influencers on social media. Nora, she's a sucker for influencers. Not all the time, but she gives in quite. Oh, man, I got to show you this thing. This is what she'll always tell me. I got to show you this thing that so-and-so, who is an influencer, posted. Like, this is a great deal, and it's really awesome. You got to see this. I'm like, oh, okay. Influencers, they're the real big deal. I think their campaigns for advertising are a lot more effective than a true, real commercial now at this point. Like, if one of those influencers said that they found this awesome new place to go out to eat, I would take that recommendation 100 times out of 100. You know why? Because that's someone that's real, that's been in that place. 100% take word of mouth whenever it comes to restaurants. My brother Nick and my dad, we were on a three-way call the other morning, and we were having this conversation about our favorite meal to go out to eat for. My brother Nick and I had an absolutely easy decision to make. It was breakfast for the two of us. There is no experience better than going out for breakfast. You know why? You have the sweet old ladies that are your waitresses. They go above and beyond. They get to work a morning shift, make good tips, have regulars. It's fantastic. It is service to the next level. Going out to a local diner, I'm not talking about going to IHOP or Cracker Barrel or one of those national chains. I'm talking about you're going to a local-ass diner. You're getting your 2 eggs, over easy, hash browns, bacon, and your coffee. And it probably costs you about $6. That's the type of place that I want to go to. I would take that over a steakhouse 8 out of 10 times. So 80% of the times, if my math is correct, I am choosing to go out for breakfast over a nice steak dinner. There's just something about it. And it's not only the food, it's not only the great service, but when you go into those local breakfast spots, there is just such an awesome vibe in there. Think about the last time you went to your local diner for breakfast. Just that morning rush, people having good conversations with their waiter or waitresses. They're talking about everything that's going on in town, giving you the town gossip that, you know, the lady from 3 doors down is now sleeping with the guy from 2 doors down, or lady, you never know. I shouldn't profile that. But it's always great. And the nice thing for breakfast, you could do your classic, your 2 eggs over easy, hash browns, bacon, coffee. Or, you know, you switch it up a little bit. Get some pancakes every once in a while. Maybe steak and eggs. I just love breakfast. Like, me talking about this makes me want to go out to breakfast this weekend. And I don't have any time to go out for breakfast this weekend. My parents are coming in town next weekend. Maybe I'll do that where I just say, hey, we're going out for breakfast. We're going for a good breakfast. But unlimited coffee, you know, you get your coffee refills. That's clutch at a local diner. And it's cheap. Some places now when you go out like to these fancy breakfast, more brunch places, gosh, it's like almost $3 for coffee there. I mean, yes, they do come back and fill it up. But I remember when, and I'm not even that old, I remember places that it would be like $1.50. And you would get all the coffee that you would want. And I drink so much coffee when I go out to eat for breakfast that it hurts my stomach. So I'm like, I'm capitalizing. I am paying on this. I love the taste of coffee. That's what I'm doing. Come on, lady. You know what? Honestly, just leave the whole carafe right here in front of me. I'll top myself off. It'll be easier. It'll save you steps. And I drink it black, so don't worry. Definitely leave it there. There's this place that's down the road from us, and I wish it had a regular schedule. But it doesn't, because they don't have enough employees right now, but their food looks good. It looks like that neighborhood diner that you go to. I want to experience it, but every single time that Nora and I look, it's like, oh, sorry, we're closed, short-staffed. or sorry, we're closing because this is how you know it's a good place. Sorry, we're closed for so-and-so's graduation. Sorry, we're closed to celebrate so-and-so's birthday. It's like, that's a good place. That's a place that I would want to go and work for. That's a place that I want to go eat and don't mind paying a little extra because, you know, that's what they do for employees. That's pretty damn cool, if you ask me. Now, I'm telling you, next week can't come here fast enough so I could take my parents out for a little breakfast. I'm dreaming of that right now. Oh, some biscuits, maybe a little gravy, some coffee. Yeah, come back with that coffee. Wish I could have a cup of coffee right now as I'm recording this, but it's almost 11 as I'm wrapping up. Can't do that. Good note to end on right here. You remember my big bout with the big bad poison ivy? Well, that's done and over with. But Nora got it. Not as bad as me, but she got it a little bit. Just like a couple little spots on her body. And she was able to maintain it and keep it in like a certain area. But she has a friend whose boyfriend was a biology major, so he knows a thing or two about plants and everything like that. And after Nora told her girlfriend, like, hey, I got it now, she was like, we need to come over and survey your yard to see where this damn poison ivy is at. So Kyle came over. He spent maybe a minute in the backyard, and he found the poison ivy. He's like, here and here. Like, oh, great. I was like, I just bought some, like, weed killer the other day because you see out front over there, it looks like shit right now. I'm trying to kill all those weeds. And he was like, yeah, go get the weed killer, spray it on this stuff, and probably do it, you know, maybe one more time this week and try and hit it up next week, too. And make sure you watch to see if it actually dies. I felt so bad that he came all that way to spend like a minute looking in my yard to find that. But at least now we're going to kill that damn thing. If I'm going to murder something in my life, it's going to be damn poison ivy. That stuff cannot be in my yard anymore, okay? Showed out there, you know, I pulled that gun of Roundup out of my jeans, and I said, listen here, poison ivy. You're done for. And I just sprayed it. That's right. It was like a quick Western draw. Killed it. Showed it who's boss. I don't know if it's 100% killed, but I got to go back out there and do it. That's what I'm going to tackle on Friday with my big day off. I'm going to kill that poison ivy. Yeah, see how exciting my days off are? They're not the most exciting, but they're somewhat exciting. Like doing house shit. All right, that's going to do it for this week's episodes of the Luke Kelly Show. I had to, make it plural because Monday and Wednesday. But thanks for listening to this episode. Monday, we'll come back. We'll have a top 3 for you. We'll talk about other things on the show as well. Hopefully some fun, entertaining things for you to listen to. And I'll talk to you on Monday here on the Luke Kelly Show.